No, going for perfect. I'm going for this.
The one tool I didn't get out is the one I need. Being careful while I'm swinging so I don't scratch up my paint job. And now for the other side. Just grabbing some more pieces. You turn the camera so you can see what I'm doing. This is the post that the table mounts on. Doesn't matter which way it goes, which is top or bottom. It's just the And here's the other one. Now this post, the set screws, the one on the top and the one on the bottom are different sizes. Really not sure why, but they are. Okay, now I'm going to tighten up the 6 bolts that hold this to the post. I'll do that off camera because really nothing to look at, it's just 6 nuts and some washers. Then the plan after that is I'm going to stand this thing upright, and then I'll bolt all the other pieces on. Ideal behind this is I don't have to lift the weight of the entire machine, I just have to lift this. So I'll be back. Okay, now I'm going to assemble the half nut, and I've moved to the workbench for this because it's a bunch of small pieces and just easier. Plan is I have a dirty hand for working with grease, clean hand if I need to go in my toolbox for something, because it is a wooden toolbox, I don't want fingerprints all over it. So this is the assembly that holds the half nut. What the half nut does, it's basically a nut. Here's the 2 pieces, and when you turn some gears it either puts it together or opens it. And what this does is engages the auto feed. I'll show more of this later, it's hard to explain it right now. So I'm going to show you how this thing goes together. Where do I want to start? I guess I'll start right here. This is a brand new can of grease, I may as well use all of it. This is some that was stuck on the lid. Now, the reason I'm greasing this is because this is enclosed. I can't ever get to it without taking it apart. So I'll grease it and hopefully I don't have to take it apart all the time. Part I'm working on right now is a cam. You can see there's an offset hole there, and this mounts on a bolt that's attached to a gear. And this is what moves the half nuts in and out. And right there you can see there's a hole. There's a set screw that goes in there. Already getting stuff on my clean hand. So this goes in here, and there's pads, one there and one there that this rides on. The rest of it's just a rough casting. This is some kind of brass, I have no idea what. And it's also numbered 18, and the other one is numbered 18 as well. No idea what that means. I'll turn this till right there you can see. Can you see? I don't know, I can't see my camera screen too well right now. But the hole for the set screw is right there. There's a little bitty set screw. try the other one. There, that one likes it better. Now I'm not putting this in all the way. Just putting it in enough to hold that cam in place. Now this slides in the side here. I'm going to put grease on this, obviously. And then the lead screw or auto feed screw, depending on what you want to call it, goes through this hole in the middle. And it doesn't matter which side these go on. I've tried them both ways and they work both ways. I'm only going to show putting 1.5 nuts in because they're both exactly the same. Now I'll keep the video shorter, so hopefully it's not too long and boring. A little more grease. I want to lube this up good. So much for the clean hand, dirty hand ideal. Oh well, I have a rag just off camera. Now I'll grease up the threads. Which, by the way, for a 100-year-old half nut, this thing is in incredible condition. There we go. Good amount of grease on everything. Didn't get the ends. Let's get the ends, because everything but this side right here comes in contact with other parts. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get slimy and nasty doing this. Oh well. Part of it, I guess. Okay, now I'm gonna slide this in. Is it in camera? Yes it is, cool. There it goes. And here's the bolt I was talking about. And you can see there's a small gear at the end of it. I'll show what that goes to later. It goes to basically a ring gear. And you turn it, and it turns the half nuts in or out. There's a little divot for the set screw. And the end of this bolt, 2 nuts go on here that lock against each other and just basically keeps this from falling out. Get a good amount of grease on this as well. Okay. Now the gear, there's 2 ends to this. One end is fatter. You see there's a shoulder right there. The other end is thinner. The end that's fatter is where the gears go. And there's also a locator pin here too. I gotta push the half nut out to get that cam to line up. reach down there for screwdriver, push it in the right spot. It's just sitting in there loosely. Let's give it a try. There it goes. Move it around a bit, get all the lube spread out on everything. And on this end is where the lock nuts go. Now I'm going to put just a little bit of oil on the threads. So that way in 20 years when I need to take this thing apart to rebuild it, hopefully nothing will be stuck so bad that I can't do that. Before I do that, I forgot something. I need to tighten my set screw. Just going to take it down till it's snug. I'm just gently snugging it on the shaft and rotating the shaft to get a feel. There it is. Maybe not. That would be right ideal. Let's pull this out. Move the divot to where it's facing up the same direction the set screw is. Don't turn it. Push it back in. There it goes. The set screw, it's hard to see on camera, I'm sure, but it goes about a 1/16 below the surface of this cam. That's how I'm verifying that's where it's supposed to be. I'm just giving everything a wiggle, make sure nothing's binding up, everything's happy. Very nice. Now I'm going to put on the 2 locking nuts or jamming nuts, depending what you want to call them. Doesn't appear to matter which way it goes on. Now on these, I'm not going to tighten them all the way up to this housing. And the reason why is because if I do that, it tightens the length of the whole bolt, which will bind the whole thing up. That's why there's 2 nuts that lock against each other. So leave it about a half turn loose, so this can move. Now I'll take the other nut. And lock it in. There it goes. I'm just doing it finger tight for right now until I'm sure everything is where it's supposed to be. Then later on I'll get a wrench and snug it up. This doesn't have to be super tight. It's not a critical thing. If it comes loose, it comes loose. It just means the half nut won't work. This isn't going to fall out because it's held captive by that cam set screw. So if that comes loose, it's not a huge deal. It'll just be annoying. Okay, I'm going to stop the camera now. I'll do the other side, and then I'll come back for the next step. Okay, I've got both sides of the half nut in. I want to explain something, draw a little picture for you while I still can, because there's no way I can get this on camera. The way this mounts in the machine, there's a machine surface here and here, which goes to a machine surface in the same places on the machine. In the middle, it's a rough casting. The reason why is because when these half nuts open, they protrude out. That's the reason why it's not a bearing surface all the way across, because inside the machine, see if I can draw you a little sketch. It looks something like this. Okay, so there's a bearing surface here that mates with here. Bearing surface here that mates with here. In the middle though, there's nothing. You can see it steps out. It looks just like this inside, but I can't get it on camera. It's just too dark and too small. So when the half nut opens, there's somewhere for it to go. It doesn't hit against anything. This is why I didn't put grease on this face, because nothing ever comes in contact with it. There's no point. So I just wanted to explain that and draw a little picture. Okay, so the next step is going to put a little grease around here, and then I'm going to start putting more pieces on. I know, this is so exciting to watch. Okay. Wipe my hands clean. And now this goes on. This is a handle, and this goes like that. This is a ring gear. You can see the teeth there, and this slot is where that indicator pin goes. I'll show more of this later. But this handle, when you turn it, moves the little gears, which moves the half nut in and out. So this slides down here. You got to make sure the half nuts are in when you do this, otherwise it won't clear. Just like that. Now's when it gets a little complicated.